Okay, guys. Shh. Mr. Cooper's really busy this morning, and he's not even been able to come out here, so I thought I'd sneak on camera and get one of our sections of our videos done already with you. Okay, are you ready? This beginning is going to be about the design. Remember, the design is where you're going to use to make sure your model, your rocket, matches exactly to what you designed. It gives you a plan and a target of something to shoot for. The first thing you need to do is you need to identify the exact center of where you're going to have that cone. So I'm going to put my cone this tall, and I want to count exactly across to the middle, which places the top of my cone right there. See it? So now that I've got that, I'm going to use my table and I'm going to use a ruler, so I'll show you what I'm going to have. I'm going to draw a line from that dot down to the side of the tank. You see that dot and see the line? You'll notice that it's exactly starting up here where it was the center line. Now we're going to do the opposite side, bring it down to the other side of the fuel tank. Notice how I've got the fuel tank turned upside down so the nozzles is down. If you don't do that, it won't work because there won't be any way of the rocket to launch. So now you have the cone drawn up where it's going to be. Next thing is going to be the fins. You have to decide about your fin space and or fin style. And you're going to be placing the fins somewhere between this section here, down here where it curves, and where the cone matches up here. Just the side of the tank is where you're going to be able to attach fins. So now draw the fins. Now, the things that you're drawing are going to be called variables. These variables are what can change from your rocket to my rocket to somebody else's rocket. I'm going to have my fins have a 4 square distance from the tank. 2, 3, 4. And that way I draw a triangle, basic design. Now, my variables here are that the cone length is this length. It could be longer, it could be shorter, that's up to you. My design for the fin is a basic triangle and a right triangle, and basically the whole length, this length here is the base of the fin, and we have 4 spaces out, and then I connect the 2 sides to make a triangle. Now I want to make an exact match on the other side of the rocket. So I count out 1, 2, 3, 4 squares and connect that as another triangle. You'll notice that I now have a nice evenly spread out and matched design. Now, another thing you have to decide is you have to decide how many fins you're going to want. Now, you might think, oh, let's be like an airplane and use 2 fins. That won't work in a rocket because it's going straight up and it has to be stable in its flight. So for this one, I'm going to use 3 fins. For other rockets I've designed, I've used 4 fins. I've seen some students use many, many more fins. It all depends on how much work you want to put into it. It becomes more complex as you go. So I think I've covered all of that. Oh, I hear Mr. Cooper coming. Shh.